Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorpe International. Well, what a week. Good things and bad things. On the layout, all good. I sorted the wiring out, and it was due to using those which are for I think they're for only Cat6. I couldn't find the receipt or when I ordered them to see if it was just Cat6, but they were pressing it down in line. And Cat6, and I don't know if it goes to Cat7 on 8, they're in rows, a row 4 and a row underneath, but slightly staggered. And that wasn't pushing them down far enough, and I thought this last week, and I think I might have mentioned it. So I got myself this one, which was a definite shielded Cat6 crimper, and the first two wires I did, it worked straight away. I had an issue with one wire in particular. Took me 3 ends to try and sort out, but otherwise from that, it's generally been first time, which it should be. I expect a little bit of a mistake. Just a couple of things I want to advise you on if you ever have to do it. This wire does 7, 6 and 6A, as in the cats. And in these ends, you can, if you want, put that little bit of plastic onto the wire first. I assume Cat7 wire only is a little bit thicker. But that wire, this wire here, what does 6A, and will do 7, when you thread it into their 2 rows of 2 with 4 on each, they move in the holes. The wire's not thick enough, and it does state you don't have to use them for these push through ends. You can just push them through and you can then see. They're not too fine for this end, these holes in this where it goes through, but for those little things I wouldn't use them, because if you think then they're all right, when you push them in and not check, then. And the idea of the push through, what I was trying to say last week, it's a lot easier because you can see if they're set up right. So I put the wires up, I put all the covering on the trunking. I definitely do know for definite, and in America I didn't do it, hence why there's 2, because I was running out of space. I've used a bigger one down in Japan, and I know America could have done with being bigger now, especially with this thicker wire. When it was the Cat5 wire, it was all right. It was more flexible, there was more giving it, and it was a bit thinner, so I could get more in. I've had to run some of the wires a different way to make it happen, hence those wires what are hanging down, they're running along the back, not in the trunking, because I just didn't have enough room. But we learn. This is why I use thicker down at the bottom. I know when I come to England and Europe, I'll be using the bigger one. And I might even have 2 rows on, just due to the amount, because there's going to be 2 more extra lines on each. They're going to have 4. and there's industry, so I might need more space. I'll have to see how it goes. So I put it all back in, and then all of a sudden, after I've tested it once I lifted the boards up, and once I put the trunking wire on, I had a major problem. All the points started moving all together, and I'll show you what this shift commander was doing with the lights just down there. They were flashing. And when I contacted Andreas, the designer and owner of Lodi, he says it's a safety. When they flash, something's happened. And it's to save you having, things go badly wrong. Anyway, I couldn't work out how to stop it from flashing. So I reset the unit, and then I had to just load all the points back on, which was easy to do because I have put stickers on saying what points going to which number. So it's number 1, 2, 3 or 4. So I've reloaded that back on and everything's working fine. And I think it was this wire. When I clipped it in, it was very tight. It was pulling. And I just knew I shouldn't have gone with it. But when I put it on and tested it, going from 4 to 5, it worked. It's when I lifted it up and put the trunking on, it caused an issue. And I thought, I knew I shouldn't have used that. And I've taken that off and I've put a bigger loop on. It's only another 3 inches, but it makes a big difference. There's no pressure. And I think it was pulling inside the socket, what they go into, and just touching the wrong little pieces of metal inside, the connection. So anyway, everything's working now. Everything's lighting up. Fan-dabby-dozy. I've got no flashing lights, no nothing now. So I'm really happy. So I'm just going to do a little bit of running, all with sound. It really sounds good to me, does this? So I'm just going to have a local run past, film it with sound, and then another and another, just a few different ones. So I hope you enjoyed the running session and the explanation of the cure and everything's working now. It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm a joiner, a lot of hand tools, and when you've got the right gear, it always works. But I didn't know that the one I had original wouldn't do the 6. I've had to work that out on my own. It was the only thing left. I didn't think I was being that useless, even though it was nearly convincing me. So anyway, thank you very much for sticking with this pain, what I've gone through. And one other thing I said at the beginning, that I've had good news and I've had bad news. I have mentioned to a few people, and I think I've mentioned it on my videos, that I've had terrible knee ache down the side. Anyway, I just, end of last week, I was just feeling sick with pain, and I can take pain. And I went to the doctor and he says, it looks like you've, in the old days, they used to call it a tear, but you fractured your ligaments on the side. And that's what's giving you the pain. We can't do that with it. Just trying not to do certain things. He advised me not to go up ladders, and I do that. Any climbing, don't do. Don't kneel on it. If I have to kneel, I'll kneel on my left knee and just have the other 90 degrees, because when you kneel, you're really pulling on the tendons to go around, stretching them. So until it gets better. And I says, I've had this now for nearly 5 to 6 weeks. He says, well, you're giving it a fair go, but that's what it is. Basically, it's going to take another 2 to 3 months of pain, and I can't help you with anything. You're just going to have to just keep taking paracetamol, and it will, if you don't overdo it, sort itself out. So that was a bit of bad news, but it was good news because I knew then what it was in one way as well. So hit the like, please, and leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye for now. Bye.